Never thought I'd make a video like this again, but here I am 5 years later. God, that's a long time. Hey everybody, so fun fact about me, I did this nifty little thing called the Disney College Program 5 years ago. Actually, 5 years ago on last Sunday, because that was my little anniversary start date, and wow, time flies. I said it before, but like, damn, that was a long time ago. A little backstory to my channel real quick. The reason why I started doing YouTube in the first place was so I can make YouTube videos about my Disney College Program about 5 years ago. And you know, I was doing pretty good up until about like, you know, a month into my program where I just stopped completely because I was so busy doing other things, but you know, I tried. I will say though, that's where I got a majority of my viewers and subscribers from, so I appreciate every single one of y'all who, you know, are still attached to my channel because, you know, it goes a long way with me. In honor of my 5th year anniversary last weekend, I decided to make a little YouTube video talking about, you know, some of the things I wish I knew before the Disney College Program, like going into it, some of the regrets I kind of had from it, but as well as the benefits that I'm still seeing 5 years later. So 5 regrets slash things I wish I knew before the program. Well, I'll start off with the first one, which is transportation. Back when I was a CP 5 years ago when I was 19, goddamn, I was using Disney's public transportation system to get around from, you know, my apartment to work to the parks and so on and so forth. Going into the program, Disney talks about their state-of-the-art public transportation system, which is, you know, reliable and safe and always gonna help you in any situation. And let me tell you, it's not really true. When I was down there, they were using this company called Transtar, which I don't know if they use anymore, but if they do, God bless them. Now, I'm not saying the transportation system was, you know, terrible. However, I am saying that I really wish I brought my car down there. And to anybody else who, you know, has a car back home and they considered bringing it to the program, bring it. There have been times where I have been late to work, where I did not see a bus coming in sight for like an hour, and I've had to call the people at the desk and everything, be like, hey, why am I stranded? And they'd be like, oh, you know, it's coming, it's on the way. 2 hours later, and you know, it's just, it wasn't fun at all. Going off the car topic though, because, you know, kind of relates to each other, the Disney bubble. Now, what is the Disney bubble? Living in one of the apartment complexes on Disney properties such as Vista Way, Chatham Square, The Commons, or Patterson, you're kind of used to the whole idea of Orlando is Disney and everything around your apartment. So, you know, couple things. Let me tell you, that is a damn lie. You have so many other things. You have Universal, you have pretty much any mall out there, you have the beaches, you have Legoland, you have Gatorland. Places I never went to because I didn't have a car, and also no one just brought me because, you know, reasons. Actually, no, I went to Universal once. That was cute. That was a nice time. What I'm saying about that is that you're gonna feel very convenient, that you have, you know, Disney like a hop, skipping away over from you, as well as like the outlets down the street, as well as like, you know, Publix and like a couple of like restaurants here and there, like Golden Corral if it's still open. But I will say, go out of it and explore the rest of like what Orlando has to offer. That's a regret that I have because I didn't experience, you know, the beaches or any of like the other theme parks besides like Universal. And you know, I wish I could go back down there and do it again, but I'm not moving back to Orlando anytime soon. It is way too humid for me. Going off of the Disney bubble thing, which kind of ties into that as well, 3, take advantage of every single opportunity that you have there. I will say instantly that some Disney fanatics would kill to be in the position that you have right now working for the program. And you gotta take advantage of everything that you have because for some people, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So when you're there, you know, talk to everybody, make friends, chill with your roommates. If someone invites you out, go for it. I mean, it may be sketchy if it's on the party bus and stuff like that, which, once again, I'm not sure if they still have that or not. If so, if you're still in the, you know, the program and like you've done some of this stuff recently, leave a comment because it's been a while for me. Things have changed. What I'm saying is, take advantage of every single bit of, you know, experience that comes your way and make the best out of it because some people don't, and some people just like, you know, sit in their rooms and watch Netflix for the entire time on their day off, which, you know, for some people, like, that's cute and everything. Like, you know, we all deserve like, a nicely, you know, little relaxing, treat yourself day and just like chill back and stuff, but don't have that be your entire thing, you know? Number 4 of things I really wish I knew before I came in here. The amount of stress from the damn job I did. Now, when I was a CP, I was working in the merchandise department, which is basically just glorified retail, if I'm being dead ass honest. And I worked at the World of Disney in downtown Disney, now called Disney Springs because name change, which I still don't get. Now the thing about working in downtown Disney that kind of differentiates from the other parks, such as like Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and everything else, downtown Disney was kind of like the mall of Disney because, you know, free admission, literally everybody and anybody can get in. So with the amount of people flooding into your, you know, store, which, by the way, I was also at the biggest department, you know, merchandise store on property, so that has added to my little stress factor. But putting all those like two factors like combined and stuff, it's gonna be a stressful time. Some of the questions that I got from the guests were mind-blowing to say the least. Hey, do you work here? Yes? Alright, good. Do you have anything Harry Potter here? Unfortunately, Harry did not join our Disney family, but we have many other products if you want to see some. Explain that castle that looks like Hogwarts and that park over there. Well, we have Cinderella's castle as the main landmark in Magic Kingdom, but we also have Belle's castle up in the back too, so you could probably get a little confused by that as well. So no Harry Potter. No. Shrek. No. Batman. No. Superman. No. Bugs Bunny. Not even close. So what do you have? What is that? 5. My other regret that I wish I knew about was, well, the hours and the pay. Now before I worked for Disney, I worked as, you know, a cashier for my local supermarket when I was, you know, a high schooler and stuff because, you know, high school job. And, you know, I got the hours there were, you know, a little long and stuff. Like it would range from like, you know, like 4 to 6 to 8 on like, you know, a given day. And I thought that was a long time. And boy, was I mistaken. The minimum amount of hours that I ever got for Disney were like, my little princess shifts were like maybe 6 hours, which were beautiful. And then the other shifts were usually just like, you know, the standard 8 hours, which, you know, which is like usual for like most jobs. But then there were some days where it would go until about like 12 to 13 to 14. I remember specifically I did a 14-hour shift on Christmas Eve, I think it was, and I was stuck up in the back rooms folding clothes and putting away hangers, and that was the day I realized that I made some interesting life choices and I regret some of them as well. But that's not even the worst of it. I remember that I've heard stories from like my friends and other people who did like 16-hour shifts and somehow 18-hour shifts. I don't know if that was legal or anything because I don't think it is, but they did all that and then they had to go to work the next morning. So I will say when it comes to the hours for Disney, they're a fucking lot. And the pay we got too, bruh, we got paid like a minimum wage. So, you know, at the same time, is it worth it? Is it? In some aspects, yes. You know what? Number 6. I'm adding one more because I can. Personally, I wish I knew I was gay before the program because that would have changed a whole lot of experiences that I had, so we'll leave it at that. Now, the Disney College program isn't all bad though. There are some benefits that I'm still feeling 5 years from now. The most obvious benefit from it all is, you know, Disney's gonna look amazing on your resume. I shit you not, I actually got a job just because I had Disney on my resume. And why are you qualified for this job? You're hired. When you wish upon a star. Granted, it was at Starbucks, but you know, job's a job. The other biggest benefit from the program, which is also pretty obvious, the amount of friendships and people that I met during the course of the 5 months I was there. I met people from all over the world where, you know, we got to talk about each other's like different experiences and like their way of life comparing it to your like way of life. And like, to me, it opened my eyes up a whole bunch because I never lived outside of my little rural farm town in Jersey in the middle of the woods where nothing exciting ever happens. And then I moved to Orlando and that blew my mind completely and it changed me because I saw the way of life from so many different like perspectives and views, and it was so awesome seeing that. Because of the program, I have a friend in Taiwan. I have 2 friends in Australia. I have friends scattered across the globe. I have a few friends here in the States still that like I consider to be some of my closest friends, and you know, we chat every now and then and stuff, and you know what? It's awesome and I love it, and it's probably one of the best things to come out of the program in my eyes. On top of that though, which this doesn't affect me, but you know, this happened for some other people, people found their significant others from the program. For example, one of my roommates actually met his wife on the program, and now they're married and living it up on the West Coast, so good for them. You two deserve each other. You're nice people. The last thing that I think was one of the biggest benefits, which I don't know if many people have talked about in their other videos about this topic, but to me it's a huge thing. It's the change of character that I experienced while I was there. What I mean by that is that, like, through the program, I grew as a person and it changed me completely, and here I am now. One, I never lived alone before the program, so I literally dove headfirst into being self-reliant and, you know, pumping up my individuality and becoming the person who I am today. Like, I became a lot patient after dealing with many of the people who I dealt with who were guests as I worked. That was a lot. Number two, like I said before, I became self-reliant because, well, you know, I did my own laundry, I made my own clothes, I was literally living off of my own schedule and being my own person, which I never did before, and that was pretty awesome, and now I'm kind of used to it, and it was such a nice feeling. Three, it pushed me out of my comfort zone, and my anxiety levels and my shyness, you know, decreased incredibly. Number four, I learned how to, you know, handle my money because, you know, you had to pay rent, you had to, you know, buy your groceries, you had to buy other, like, non-essential stuff too, so, you know, you learn how to be a little more financially, you know, well off. Well, I wouldn't say well off because I got paid shit working there, but I learned how to manage my money, which was very beneficial. Also, on top of that, I gained a higher alcohol tolerance, which has been great since then, except for the one night in the program where I was a huge mess and I can't drink Fireball from that anymore. Ugh. So my biggest piece of advice that I'll leave off to anybody who's watching this video who is in the program right now or gonna be thinking about doing the program later in life, your experience is what you make of it. Do everything out there, try new things, meet new people, get out of your comfort zone, because everything that you do there will affect you, and honestly, it's usually for the best. You gotta make good choices. Literally that, make good choices that'll affect you, because your life is not mine. Hence why that's my tagline. So have you done the Disney College program? Do you have any words of advice for anybody else doing it? Do you have any things that you wish you would have done, / like, you know, regrets that you have about it? And also, what are some of the biggest benefits that you have experienced from the program, you know, right after it, or, you know, 5 years later, where I'm at right now? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I don't really make any more Disney College program videos, so don't expect any more out of me, so give me a little heads up about that. I make new videos every Friday or Saturday, depending on when I get things done. And most importantly, remember to make good choices. Make interesting choices. Make choices that affect you and not me, because your life and not mine. And I'll see you next time. Better.